Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to our final episode of Big Blue Banter this semester.
It's crazy. We're already here. It feels just like yesterday. We're all in here for the first time. To get things started, though, Israel, the biggest news of the week is Kentucky football has a new head coach. We're going to get to Will Stein in a minute, but first, tell us about how the Mark Stoops era came to an end.
Yeah, the last 3 weeks have been a roller coaster ride for Kentucky football, and the Cats strung together a few good-looking wins in the last few weeks of the season. And it looked like Stoops may still have his job. Well, 2 horrible outings later at Vanderbilt and Louisville, where the Cats lost by a combined 86-17, took those chances straight to the gutter. After the dreaded Battle of the Bluegrass loss, Stoops said this when asked if he's thinking about stepping down.
I gotta ask you.
Yeah. Come on. Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to be disrespectful to you. I mean, like, I'm gonna walk away? Are you kidding me? No. I mean, zero means zero.
What's your argument for running?
0% chance I will. I don't, I'm going to be here as far as I'm concerned. Now, I can't control what, decisions that are made. If you're asking me, I mean, I said zero. Zero means zero. 0% chance I walk away.
Mark, can you just talk about
So maybe he wasn't going to step down on his own will, but Mitch Barnhart had other plans. Less than 24 hours later, it was reported that Mark Stoops was out as head coach of Kentucky after 13 seasons. Less than 24 hours after that, Oregon offensive coordinator Will Stein agreed to become the 38th head coach of the Kentucky Wildcats. With the Ducks, Stein was responsible for developing Heisman finalist quarterbacks in back-to-back seasons with Bo Nix and Dylan Gabriel. We'll have plenty more on this hire and what it means for UK soon. But next, Kyle will break down Kentucky's basketball loss to North Carolina.
Thanks, Izzy. Number 18 Kentucky men's basketball dropped another ranked loss to number 16 North Carolina, losing 67-64 inside of Rupp Arena on Tuesday, December 2nd. Kentucky came out swinging, posting its same exact starting lineup from the last several games and taking an early 10-4 lead. The Wildcats were doing a little bit of everything right, playing to their strengths, and even playing physical. After a boost in crowd noise from the introduction of Kentucky's football's new head coach, Will Stein, North Carolina would ignore the loud cheers and make the next 5 field goals in just several minutes of play, now leading 18-17 halfway through the first half and going up 3 on a wild Caleb Wilson layup. Before the half, the entire arena was chanting, "Refs, you suck," as the fans felt the bad officiating was preventing a Kentucky run. As both teams took the court once again, we got much of what we saw in the first 20 minutes. Kentucky would make a positive notch, then North Carolina would punch back. It truly was the most back-and-forth game any college basketball fanatic would ask for. Andrea Yelovich was holding Caleb Wilson to just 4 of 17 shooting, but the defense was not enough. In between the cut was a Kentucky field goal at the 13:08 mark, which would be its last field goal for nearly 11 minutes. After a Malachi Moreno free throw and a dunk by North Carolina, Otega Oweh would swoop in for a quick layup, putting Kentucky up 59-58 with 2:37 remaining. Luka Bogovac would hit a clutch corner 3 for the Tar Heels, but would quickly head to the bench after fouling out against Moreno. Colin Chandler would attempt some heroics late, driving in for an easy layup, but a huge outburst from Derek Dixon, who went on a personal 5-0 run, would seal the 67-64 win for North Carolina. Here's Coach Mark Pope with his reaction.
Does this team seem to struggle with scoring so frequently for long periods of time against ranked teams?
Well, we really haven't. It hasn't been a huge scoring issue. Tonight it was for sure. I mean, it's going to be hard for us to win scoring 64 points. It's uncommon for us to be 1 for 13 from 3. That's not really who we are. More disappointing is the 8 assists. That's really frustrating. I thought in the second half our decision making was poor. And caught up in the moment trying to make, we still are on a steep learning curve trying to figure out how to make plays for our teammates, and that we shoot it well when we actually do that, and when we don't, we don't.
Up next, the now 5-3 Kentucky Wildcats will face number 11 Gonzaga in the Music City Madness event in Nashville, Tennessee, scheduled for Friday, December 5th with a 7 p.m. Eastern Time tip. Now over to Phoenix for some women's basketball talk.
Kentucky women's basketball is currently 9-1 on the year after beating a pretty solid Miami team 64-48 in the SEC-ACC Challenge. Point guard Toni Morgan led the team in scoring, putting up 20 points on 7-14 shooting from the field. She's known for her passing ability, but she's scored 20-plus in 2 of her last 3 games. Following the game, I asked head coach Kenny Brooks if scoring has been more of a focus for her as of late.
Yeah, she and I have had lots of conversations. The thing I love about Tony is that she's very receptive to whatever I have to say to her, and she comes in and we meet one-on-one. We watch film, and what she does, we've asked her to just be aware of herself. And try to find a balance. She one of the top assist people in the country, and we really appreciate that. But she also has a scoring prowess that we need to tap into, and so she's doing a really good job of organically figuring it out. Georgia did the same thing. Georgia really facilitated a lot early on to get her teammates going, and then she started to include herself in that. And so Tony's pretty much on the same trajectory. But I'm very proud of what she's doing and how she's done it.
As the women keep dominating campus sports, Craig Skinner and the highly touted Kentucky volleyball team is looking to take home the volleyball triple crown after being selected as the #2 overall seed in the NCAA tournament. The Cats won its 9th straight SEC regular season championship and capped it off by winning the first SEC tournament in 20 years. Kentucky will host the first 3 rounds of the tournament, facing off against Wofford tonight at 7 p.m. The winner will play either Georgia Tech or UCLA in the second round tomorrow night. Skinner took to the rooftops to get BBN hyped up for his squad's championship run.
All right, BBN, it's NCAA tournament time. It's time to go get your tickets, so don't Brooklyn delay. Jump in your Lizzie car and go get your tickets at Memorial Coliseum. If you can't get in your car, you can always hop online at ukathletics.com/tickets. Let's go, BBN. Hop on the train. Let's go get some victories.
Looking forward to watching that volleyball team. But real quick, on behalf of myself and the rest of the Big Blue Banter crew, I personally want to thank Mark Stoops for what he did here at Kentucky. I know Israel just hit on what went wrong towards the end, but there were some incredible moments before that. Stoops went 82-80 at Kentucky and has the most wins in program history. He took Kentucky to 8 straight bowl games. What was once a Kentucky fan's dream suddenly became the norm, the standard. Kentucky had 2 10-win seasons in 4 years under Stoops after not winning 10 games in any year since 1977. But above all that, thank you, Mark Stoops, for the countless memories. From the emergence of Grove Street against South Carolina to the field goal against Mississippi State to snapping the Florida streak to the game-winning drive at Missouri to the win at Ole Miss, thank you. Thank you for giving us and all of Big Blue Nation a football program that we can be proud of. Again, thank you. We'll break down the future of UK football under new head coach Will Stein when we get back from this quick break.
It's championship weekend for high school football in the state of Kentucky. Schools all over the state of Kentucky will take the trip to Kroger Field to compete for a championship for their class. The first matchup we have is Boyle County against Franklin County for the 4A championship. After a controversial call going in favor of the Rebels, they were able to hold on to a 34-33 win over the Corbin Redhounds to advance to the championship. As for Franklin County, they beat Paducah Tillman Blue Tornadoes 21-14. These teams faced off in 2020, but Franklin County won 31-28. So Boyle County will look to get on their revenge. Next we have Owensboro Catholic, and they face on Lexington Christian for the 2A title. After a 41-40 win for Owensboro Catholic over Beechwood, Owensboro Catholic extends their win streak to 9 games. As for Lexington Catholic, they really turned their season around after starting 1-3 on the 3-game losing streak. They now have won 10 in a row. The top 2 Class 1A teams all time in wins will face for their championship. The Raceland Rams and the Kentucky Country Day Bearcats. These 2 teams faced off in last year's Class 1A tournament as the Rams won 14-0 against the Bearcats in the semifinals. The Bearcats will look to gain the revenge in the championship game. Murray and Christian Academy Louisville both entered the championship game with undefeated records. Cal won the 3A championship last year, so they're looking to go on the back-to-back run. As for Murray, they are looking to place Boyle on not only ending their back-to-back run, but their undefeated season. Pulaski County and Owensboro both entered this game 14-2. Pulaski County will look into winning their first championship since 2014. Lastly, we have South Warren enters the game with an undefeated record as they go on to face Trinity of Louisville, who has scored 50-plus points in the previous 5 games. This is also the 4th straight championship game that Trinity has attended.
And with that, that's a wrap on this week's episode of Big Blue Banter.
Thank you all so much for tuning in all semester long, and shout out to Jenna Lifshin, who has been a part of this all semester long as well, but couldn't make it in today. We look forward to seeing you all next semester, but until then, stay warm, stay safe, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah to those who celebrate that, and Happy New Year, everybody. Bye.